In a world where you have nobody, you need to be your own hero. You need to be your own hero. I look in the mirror.
Goitseona Modisane, let's talk one-on-one interviews. Dibuile. We are featuring one person who is a surprise to most because people thought Goitseona Modisane is all about basadi. We only talk about basadi, we only empower basadi, which is not true. Today I've got a surprise for you. I am featuring Goitseona Modisane. Yes, she is a man. Yes, she's part of Goitseona. He's part of Goitseona Modisane. So Goitseona ke abasadi fela. Bontate, we said we are inviting you. This is also for you because we can be empowered. Today ke na le abuti Goitseona Modisane, an author, a writer, a motivational speaker, a mentor. There's nothing in, and hence rena le yena ke tlo mo kopa go I introduce then a re bolela go ena ke mang o tswa go kae. Abuti Goitseona.
Thank you very much, Tebogo. Goitseona Modisane. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm really passionate about human capital development. You know, where when I see people, so that it can grow. So thank you very much for this opportunity. The audience, the readers, Goitseona Modisane, and I must say you are doing an incredible work, and I really appreciate and I'm honored for the featuring more programming.
No, Ramogela abuti Goitseona. Jaka bua ke mokwadi bagolo, ke mokwadi wa dibuka, and I know you have written so many books. Can we just also now immediately talk about your books? Before the latest one, because the latest one is a very interesting one for me. But you've already written, and what was the motivation behind it?
Thank you. You know, the first book I wrote, it's Tertiary Life Explored. The reason is simple, really. When I was at UJ, I saw a huge gap between the last year of school and the first year of tertiary. You know, you get exposed to so much. How can you go to Joburg? The lights, the city life, it's so fast-paced, everything is so different. So I had thought I would want to give those who are still coming just an idea of what happens there. And some of the things, the fact that you know, there's too much freedom, whereas parents have been so strict. Now you are trying to adjust, acclimatize to this new environment. It takes time. So I thought the book could work as a bridge to that gap to say, how do you transition from being asked, where is your homework? Why did you not come to class? To someone who says, whether you come or not, it's your baby. I'm not concerned and I do not care. So that's why we wrote the book. The second one is, guess what? You are loaded. You know, all of us, we are loaded. There's something beautiful. There's something powerful in each one of us. And, you know, listening at home, I want to challenge you. There's some greatness in you. There is power within you. You might not know it yet, but it is your responsibility to uncover, to discover, and then maximize the potential that you have. Just to be a passenger. We are all born for a purpose. We are unique and special. The next one, it's step up or step aside. You know, I talk about leadership there. If you can't step up and do what you are called, allow others who can step up to do the same. So I normally say, you know, leaders or leadership, it's not a position, but leadership is who you are. A lot of people get appointed into positions because they are leaders. The position does not make a leader. They are power holders, but they are not leaders. Some are leaders, but not power holders. That's why I'm power. Why you are not? Someone else is running that office. Margaret Thatcher puts it nicely. Having power is like being a lady. If you have to say it, then you are not. I mean, when a lady enters a room, hello,
Hello.
hi guys, I'm a lady. We will see by the entrance that, you know, a lady has
By the
entered.
behavior as well.
Definitely. You know, and that's why I wrote the book Step Up or Step Aside. The next one, your appointment with your assignment. All of us have an appointment with an assignment. As I've said, there's something you must do. There's greatness in you. Don't die with that wealth. Don't die with that wisdom, you know. And the other one is, why would the chicken cross the road?
Yeah, that one I love it. That one I had an opportunity to read it.
Wow.
Hence I have not finished, but yeah, that one I also caught my
I'm
interest.
glad. You know, it talks about a scenario of a date, you know, because there's always been this question for time immemorial, why would the chicken cross the road? So I say, I give scenarios to say it was daring, you know. It means but this one chicken said, I'm going to cross, I don't know what, but I want to see what's on the other side. So, you are so afraid because more community, nobody has dared become a
The fear.
Exactly. And someone says fear of the unknown is why many are unknown. Now, only the greatest thing to be afraid of is fear itself. So never be afraid. Push yourself beyond the limits. Be daring. And the sixth one would be the entrepreneurist, you know. Entrepreneurship is not an event. Baba nka a tender or contract in my view, a tender should be a capital for you to run your business.
Yeah.
Don't make it the be all and end all. How can the child
because they tend to look into only what they have. They forget, oh, this is a growing business as well.
Of course. So, you know, businesses are like a baby. But once we that they say until if it it's a night so how can you know, and the last one I would speak to really, success is your birthright, you know. I normally say to people, don't fight it, you are born to succeed, you know. As much as you've got every right to be successful as the next person. She had to start somewhere.
They pushed from somewhere.
Of course. So I'm saying to all the women out there, you can do this thing. Success is your birthright. Don't fight it.
You are capable of doing it.
Yes.
Yo, lutlile bagolo re tshwere abuti le gore ke mokwadi tota ke mokwadi and dibuka tsa dikwetseng, if you can have an opportunity and write them and read them, you'll be able to understand gore what exactly ke eng se ne le gore o batla gore rona re le babadi re se ithute. We are going to talk about the last book. It's not a last book, you know, it's a last before others that you currently wrote, and it caught my eye because we tend to teach our young boys to be something when they grow up, but we don't give them the skills, the resources, but we expect them to be a grown man, better man. Now you wrote this book, Don't Be a Male, Be a Man. Don't be a male, be a man. That is the book that caught my interest a lot, and we campaigned together, got the same book. Can you just briefly tell the viewers at home what is the book about? What really made you to write that book and say, now I'm taking this to the men out there? Because like you say, don't be a male, be a man. And I think by now, if you've got a male companion next to you, you are not regarding that person as a male. You are saying, I've got a man next to me. So can you tell us more about that book?
Thank you very much. Yes, it says don't just be a male, be a man. You know, what I was trying to do is to distinguish between malehood and manhood. Because think about it, you just have to be born to be a male. Nothing special, nothing unique. That's why it's foolish for it's foolish for us to pressure because none of us chooses who we have. as kids. So, I mean, it just happened, but I need to grow up and become a man. You know, there's this phenomenon, hey, nna monna man, hey, nna sa nne monna, mara ha o ka tsa o lebella wa utlwa motho wa mmotsa gore ke go nna monna ke go dira. Most of the people they will never tell you. And not only are men confused about manhood, women are also confused about what it means to have a man. What is a man? Because in the olden days, remember, the roles were clearly defined. Neritse gore monna ke go bereka, o tla ka dijo, then o tle to di tlise ko lapeng. Go nna mosadi ne le gore o tsaye dijo tse o di ape, o tlhokomele bana, o tsholele ntate, simple as that. But now phenomenon and with the passing of time, things have changed. How do you expect this woman miracle TV? It cannot happen. And of course, the seriousness of the gender-based violence was another issue that really caused us to say, let us re-look into this. As Bontate, are in a conversation because Baba Baitara Misifa Kunamuna, Baba Baitara Hobeta Masali Kunamon, Baba Baitara Huchita Kunamun, Baba Baitabare. You know, any more than a woman is being a man. But that's a distorted view of manhood. Manhood is who you are. Manhood is the you know, the origin of who you are. And what people are saying and doing, it really define but the reality Bontate a role to play in the society as much as women do. So the book really was inspired by the fact that your character as a man is important. You know, it's very, very critical that you need to set a tone and a standard for the family. As a man, you need to understand the word father from the Hebrew word is Abba, and that means source, it means sustainer, it means the supporter, it means the one who sustains, because whatever you source, you must sustain. So you know how he beats because there's a lot expected out of you. That's why your shoulders are broader, because there's a lot that you need to carry. I know men say, no, we as men are the head, but what we also don't realize is that a man is the foundation. And think about this, foundation is the most important part of the building, but it is the most celebrated because nobody sees the foundation. I mean, no, what a foundation.
The finished thing.
Definitely. That's why I say to men, when you take care of your wife and kids, I'm telling you, they will celebrate them, but what really they don't know is that the foundation is the one who's holding this thing together. So I normally say the deeper the foundation, the deeper, or rather the higher the building. So as a man,
the building.
Of course, you know, as a man, when you are strong, when you are firm, when you are founded, it becomes so easy for the rest of the family to follow suit.
One that day, if you didn't know you are a foundation, so it's up to you within 2 days, strong, so be the right foundation for your family. The book, when we went for the campaigning, we did the campaign together about this book, but in a party gender-based violence. Can you speak to Bontate? You know, Bontate, they think Boneki, the culprits. Always we say Bontate, hence we know but your book clearly states and then take responsibility. Can we just merge in terms of the campaign that you had with the mining sector, and then try to explain to the viewers out there, especially Bontate, including Bomme, how did you run it and what came about it, and what are the new things that you've learned during that campaign as well?
Thank you. You know, it was a very, very interesting campaign. I normally tell people, in everything that you do, you must always be willing and open to learn, you know, because much as you'll be teaching, they'll be teaching you some things. One of the things that stood out for me, it was Bontate, you know, when they were saying, you know, women should also stop abusing them, because at times we take it for granted. And the situation in the country is such that monna ke nku lela teng, you know. So bontate, they were saying, you know, women need to stop abusing them emotionally. They need to stop abusing them sexually. Women need to stop abusing them, you know, financially, you know, because, you know, there was a time where you were saying to the men, some of you, if we opened your lunch boxes, it would tell us whether you are abused or not. And I could tell from their facial expressions that indeed these men, some of them are struggling. Not only that, but there was one man in particular who I had a private conversation with, who told me that at some stage, you know, it was so bad for, you know, men a kgona go tsamaya weekend e re ga boa ka Monday morning a morare e tate tlo nkapela a ba taboga tlogela mmereko a ile a apaya. So it goes to show gore tota bontate le bone ba imetswe, but that is not an excuse ya gore bontate now we should become abusive, we should become physical. I think as men and women we need to build together, and we need to find a common ground to say, how do we coexist? The reality of men and women are different. Women are emotional, men are logical. You know, at some stage we need to make sure that these balances each other out, you know. And that's why it's so critical that a family must be balanced. And the other thing, we spoke about a number of types of abuses. We spoke about financial abuse, you know. People will abuse others financially by not giving them money. You are working but you don't get the money. Even for transport, you still have to struggle. Verbal abuse, you know, saying horrible things to this man, to this woman. And I think these verbal and emotional, they are quite severe because and by
they are
the time,
discussed within,
exactly. Now where di bonang go setse go senyegile, you know, either batho ba divorce, either monna o a ipola o bola mosadi, either this woman hires people to kill this man. You know, it's very, very important. The other one is, of course, your physical abuse. You know, that one is the most common one. And I think we need to realize that abuse is something that, you know, it's always there in the society. But unless we speak up, unless we speak about it, some people have itse le go ba abusive, you know. Gantse motho a mo kgoba ka mafoko o tsa fela gore a ke karolo ya botshelo, but it should not be like that. If someone loves you, they must value you and they must empower you. So I want to say to all the men out there, let's speak up. If you see and feel that, you know, the woman is abusing you, don't be afraid. Don't say enough. No. This is your life, because unless you speak one day, you are going to do something that you will regret, because you will be so burdened that you will snap. How did I do that? So let's talk. There is help for us out there. And if we can stand together, I assure you, this will become a better place for all of us to be.
You know how God creature that we call daycare today. But when you grow up, what do you want to be? I've never had a career writing your book. We wanted to be police, we wanted to be fire people, we wanted to be teachers, social workers. Can you tell us where and then today you are doing something else, I know, but now you're focusing also on being an author of books. The inspiration for that, what inspired you? But because teacher, but today you teacher in a different way. So now what did you want to be? And the writing of books, the inspiration is
you know, my dad used to work for BG, and everyone for BG knew that I'm going to be a police officer. I get out, the police you know, it was so funny that I just told everyone I want to be a police officer. But you know, as I went about, I think started school, that thing, I completely forgot about it. When I was in middle school, I started writing short stories. I didn't think at the time that there's much to it, but I just enjoyed writing. My aunt was one of those people where so I remember my sister found a short story I had written. The title of the story is How I Broke My Aunt's Leg. So ke tlhalosa gore it's le leng ke a tsoga ka kolomaka ka tsatsa politika phatsimisa ile a ntiare wa gata ke ga robela. So santsa se batla se mo robile. So they laughed at it, but I think that was just the beginning of the inspiration. So as I continued, I started reading, when I was in middle school already. Every day I would buy a newspaper, Sowetan, Daily Sun, and I think as life went, I could tell there's something about this. So I started doing it and really just wrote my first book after tertiary. I went to UJ, I studied accounting, but after completing it, I saw that this is not who I am, this is not where I'm best placed. I'm best placed at helping people and ensuring that they become the best. Now, there's one thing about a book. I love books because a book will go further than you ever will. A book can go to Spain when you've never been there. There's a study that says one book goes through at least 7 hands. So I know that the work that I'm doing, I go all the places at once, but my work will definitely go there. I normally get calls from people sharing on how they actually read my book and how they have impacted them. And I'm like shocked to say, but where did you come across this? But it's because the book, the work, and written words in particular are so strong. They travel further than we ever could. And that's really what has motivated my writing.
Okay. Can you tell us and the readers, where can they find you, where can they find the books, and in terms of them supporting you?
Thank you. Indeed, you can find me on my Facebook page. I'm mostly active there. It's Goitseona Modisane, and I also have a page, Goitseona Modisane Inspiration. You can also catch me on my WhatsApp number 067 105 6907. 067 105 6907. I'm on Instagram as g.modisane. Yeah, come for some lovely pictures there.
Come for guidance, come for support, come for mentoring. That's where you will find information. He will give you what you need to know, and he will provide also the steps on how you can go further. Especially people who are sitting there and say, where do I start to write? Who's gonna bring for me? Who's gonna check spelling? Who's gonna do what for us? And unfortunately, you are stuck because how now the links. Now I'm giving you the link via Goitseona, who is willing to guide you and tell you who are the relevant people to assist you. And the one thing that we're looking at lockdown, the one thing that is challenging COVID, and we are still within it. We are trying to live with the circumstances. We are just saying to you, and motivating people, and continue to do that, because now is the time for us to find ourselves, and we can only find ourselves by getting motivated by reading your books. Next month, kids are entrepreneurs, so I will go deeper as well into your entrepreneur book to get motivation to also support our entrepreneurs out there. The viewers, and we are saying to you, put on your mask, sanitize, and social distancing. That will keep you safe. And to Wapilo Mosadi says, thank you, Raleboha.